With over 2 million players registered within the first 24 hours of launch and over 200,000 players online at the same time for the last week, Where Winds Meet took us all by surprise last Friday. Don't bother my booty! But is that a game for you? That depends on what you value most in a game. And that's exactly what I'm going to be breaking down for the rest of this video, so stick around and let's talk about whether Where Winds Meet is truly worth your time. I just wanted to let you guys know that I stream mostly every day at twitch.tv/xyverse. Check it out. Peace. Where Winds Meet is an open-world action-adventure RPG built on the legendary foundations of wuxia, which is basically a Chinese genre of fiction about martial artists in ancient China who are bound by the code of chivalry, often referred to as martial heroes. Long story short, in the chaos of 10th century China, you rise as a young sword master, chasing buried secrets, facing ancient rivalries, and uncovering the truth of your own identity. You might be familiar with big open-world hits like Breath of the Wild, The Witcher 3, Skyrim, Elden Ring, or even Genshin Impact, where most of the gameplay revolves around exploring areas, solving puzzles, searching for treasures, getting new powers for epic boss fights. You get the idea. If these concepts amuse you, then you'll absolutely love this game. For the sake of keeping this review as concise as possible, I will go over a couple of topics without extreme details, but to give you guys an amazing overview so you can decide for yourself if this is worth trying. If you guys are ever interested to learn more about a certain topic and would like me to delve deeper, then leave a comment and I will definitely do it. In this video, we'll go over monetization, combat, UI, world design, gameplay, endgame loop, performance, MMO aspect, what to expect as a new player, and my final thoughts. First and foremost, this is a free game. This is still very shocking to me considering how beautiful and complex the game is to a certain degree. When it comes to the monetization, the game operates with an MTX, microtransactions, or cosmetic system. If you spend money in this game, it is to look pretty. That's literally it. The monthly pass and the battle pass are definitely not mandatory for you to purchase, but they will have an exclusive outfit every time it refreshes and a couple of free pulls. Definitely worth it for your buck if you're into that. Now, regardless of what game I play, what I qualify as pay to win is in any way of directly getting an advantage, whether it's a quality of life advantage or some gear progression advantage. For all I know, it could be as little as $5 and that's still considered pay to win. I don't care. After playing this game for a week and doing some research on the Chinese servers, I had to learn Chinese to translate everything, obviously.
Hi, I'm Shirley. I'm going to show you how to say hello in Chinese. So hello in Chinese means 你好.
Ni hao. Bro, that language is so easy. I don't know why people make a big deal out of it. I can confidently say that in this game, spending money does not make you stronger, but only prettier. They even double down and say it on their own website. Let us be crystal clear. We have no pay to win here. Your legend is written by skill and choice, never by wallet size. We will never sell power. We will never compromise the integrity of combat and gameplay for profit. This is our promise. I just can't express how much of a big deal this is because of how common pay-to-win microtransactions are in the gaming industry, to a point where basic quality of life functions will be gated behind a paywall, making it very predatorial for us gamers. Combat-wise, I could go on for hours with how much I'm loving it. If I could summarize how the combat makes me feel, I would probably say that this game has big similarities with one of my favorite games of all time, Sekiro, where a huge element of the game is parrying your enemies. But worry not, this game does have a built-in parry assist mechanic for all of you big jokes aside, the combat is very fluid. You can wear 2 weapons, with a total of 12 to choose from for now, and each weapon has a light attack, a heavy attack, 2 normal skills, and an ability to flow into your second weapon. Unironically, they all have a unique feel to them. From being a ranged DPS using an umbrella to shoot your projectiles, to having a sword and being a parry god, to using a fan to heal yourself, and to even use a rope dart to reel in your enemies, this game has a lot of different playstyles that will very likely suit you. On top of that, you also have an additional 8 skills called Mystic Skills. Now, you don't have to use all of those skills, but it's just to demonstrate how versatile, fast-paced, and fun this game can become. When it comes to the UI, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. this one hurts me a lot to say, but it's very overwhelming. Now, don't get me wrong, I love to be showered with information, but the amount of menus in this game and figuring out where to navigate and then where to click, it's very daunting. It is sometimes frustrating and even breaks immersion to a point where some people over at Reddit took it upon themselves to design an infographic to try to address the complaints, which is kind of funny because it actually works really well. Also, I'd like to point out that there's a search bar in the menu, so if you're ever looking for something specific but you cannot remember what it was, then just type it in the search bar. When it comes to the world design, the world feels huge but not empty. One of the first things you notice as you start playing the game is just how massive the world feels. Mountains stacked on mountains, giant forests, massive plains, ancient cities. But what actually sells the world is that it never feels dead. You could run in a random direction for 10 minutes straight and you will still find small camps, shrines, and even weird NPC events. Basically, something is always happening. Additionally, the verticality is insane. The game absolutely nails movement. You're not just running around, you're scaling walls, sprinting up cliffs, flipping across rooftops, and gliding like you're auditioning for a Jackie Chan movie. Personally, every time I see a tall structure, I just want to climb it and see the view, you know what I mean? Also, cities and villages actually feel alive. I'm talking NPCs walking around, arguing, fishing, carrying goods, cooking, sweeping, all with animations that make the world feel lived in. On top of having NPCs that can be interacted with AI, which, would leave for some interesting chats, these aren't static cardboard towns. They feel like real places. Weather and lighting sell the atmosphere. The game looks dramatically different depending on the time of day or weather. Even walking through areas at night changes the vibe completely. And my favorite part, the boss encounters in Where Winds Meet are some of the most impressive aspects of the game. These aren't simply large enemies with big health bars. Each boss is carefully crafted to feel like a landmark event, blending martial arts spectacle with thoughtful mechanics. And the coolest part is that they're all voiced and have epic songs playing while fighting them. Overall, I think this might just be the biggest selling point of the game, considering that it's free and offers you all of that. When it comes to the gameplay, this game offers so much. From killing world bosses, hunting down real players, to the bounty system, exploration, 1v1 arenas, questing, raids, dungeons, guild socializing, this game really feels like a sandbox game, and it's awesome. You will most likely never end up being bored, as there is always some form of repeatable content for you to run. You could spend an entire day PvPing and climbing the leaderboards, just as you can spend an entire day discovering stuff that aren't marked on the map, like hidden caves with rare loot, secret temples tucked behind waterfalls, small puzzles that open a passageway, or even finding a random old man on a mountain peak who would give you a quest that's better than half of the main story. These little surprises make the world feel handcrafted instead of, checklist driven. When it comes to the endgame loop, Where Winds Meet operates on an energy system, meaning your progression becomes somewhat time-gated, as claiming loot from raids, trials, and bosses will cost you energy, where you replenish 1 energy every 9 minutes. And at that point, you'll be most likely farming for gear with perfect stats, notes to enhance your inner ways, and materials to upgrade your gear. For the hardcore giga grinders out there, this can feel restricting, and I don't blame you. I have played my fair share of Korean MMOs, so when it comes to time-restricted progression, I am sadly kinda used to it, so it doesn't bother me as much. However, when your energy hits 0, there is still some repeatable content that is very fun to do, such as bounty hunting, some rare mob encounters, and of course, PvP. Performance-wise, there has been some issues with connectivity, causing some players all over the world, specifically in Europe and the Middle East, to be connected to non-local servers, which made some PvP encounters feel extremely horrendous because of the ping difference. However, this has been fixed as of the making of this video. Another one is that a lot of voiceovers and some subtitles were not matched, but the team has said to be on top of it and is continuously working on improving and optimizing it all to make the game feel more immersive. Overall, I'm impressed with how transparent they are with us, constantly communicating with us and letting us know when they will enact some fixes, on top of what they're going to be working on next. A simple reminder is that this is a live service game, meaning every 2 to 3 months, new content is bound to come out, which will also require monitoring. Other than that, this game supports the X12 and looks phenomenal. I don't know what else to say. With my 3060 Ti, I'm able to run every single graphic settings at max, and for a free game, I'm still blown away by how beautiful it looks. Personally, I have never experienced any crashes in over 50 hours of gameplay, but I do experience some funny hiccups from time to time, which is completely normal. Unlike traditional MMOs, where a large group of people can hang out in nearly every part of the game, Where Winds Meet does not operate in the same fashion. There is a solo adventure mode where you are in your own world and do your own things, but there's also an online mode to play with others. However, the MMO aspect is mostly in reference to some things such as dungeons, trials, raids, open world bosses, PvP, the guild system, and the sect system. But I need to emphasize that this game is played solo for the most part, which is why it's not classified as an MMO. Now, as a new player, you can expect to have at the very least 150 hours of PvE content, which I kinda mentioned a little bit earlier. Note that this rough estimate was simply done with the game at launch. I repeat, with the game at launch. Considering that this game came out last December in China and we just got it globally released around a year later, we have a lot of content to look forward to. New storylines, new outfits, new bosses, new weapons, etc. So after 7 days of playing almost non-stop, what stands out the most is just how easy it is to lose yourself in this world. The movement feels freeing, it feels amazing, it feels fluid, the boss fights are thrilling, and the world is full of small moments that actually make the journey worth it. It has flaws, certainly, but none that really broke my experience. If anything, they reminded me that this is a massive evolving project. When it comes to my final verdict, I would say give it a real chance, especially since it's a free game. You have nothing to lose. Just remember that this game rewards time, patience, and exploration, and it was absolutely worth it for me. If you have enjoyed this kind of video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing as we're closing in on 1 million subscribers, baby. I will be releasing more Where Winds Meet content, so keep an eye on that. Also, I stream almost every day at twitch.tv/xyverse, so I hope to see you guys soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.